What's up, everybody? Thanks for stopping by my channel, Esteemed Queen and Mentality. Be sure that you like, share, and subscribe so that way you get to know when I post all of my tea talks. I hope everybody's doing swell, living, striving, surviving, all of those good things. Air hugs. I hope everyone's doing well. Yeah, I think I said all of that. My church announcements will be below. So I'm not going to tarry too long. I'm finishing something up, but as I'm finishing it up, you know, I'm saying do what you need to do, but keep your ear open. Keep your ear open, at least until the end. I'll tell you to look. All right. So I think we should have a tea talk as I'm in the midst of doing what I'm doing, because I think it's something that I guess you could say is kind of like a doubt fire, right? But not so much of you throwing things in it that you want to get rid of. You're actually like putting things like kind of like on your bucket list, right? So I want to have a little tea talk with you. So go ahead, get your water, get your wine, get whatever it is that you're sipping on, get it and bring it close. You know, anytime my friends say I sit like this, it's like, oh hell. Well, so I think we should have a tea talk about something, right? I know we are in June and we're 6 months into 2023, and we're about 6 months more to go as far as us finishing it. So I think this will be a really good checkpoint, but I also think it will be a good checkpoint with a plot twist. Okay, so we need to talk about where we are, and we need to talk about how we are plotting and planning to get things done. You know, anything we see man-made, it took time to build, correct? A building, house, park, you name it. It takes time to build all those things. So you're going to have times where you're not going to see it in existence, but you're going to plan, you're going to plot and plan to make it so that you can actually see the structure of what you were dreaming about or trying to manifest come into fruition. We need to talk about plotting and planning. Now, if so happens you say, well, you know, my list is scratched off, then this ain't for you. Move to the next video. But for the ones who are in that, you know, we all come to that point in place where we hit that plateau. So this will be a really good point in place, like I said, a checkpoint for us to see how your plotting and planning is going. Now, for the ones in the cheap seats, come close, you know, do what you need to do, turn the microphone up. I want to go over like a couple of like tea talk like key points as to, I guess you could say, what can help you, because I mean they've helped me. So anyhow, now I know I did a video a while ago on gaslighting, and the first thing is first. Sometimes you kind of have to look in the mirror and just be like, you know how you look in the mirror when you know you got a fly ass outfit on? Well, you need to have that same fly ass attitude when you go and you look at yourself and you ask yourself, you know, what are your talents? What are your talents? There's a difference between talent and skill. You know, I had a friend maybe like a couple of years back. She once told me, she was just like, you know, Miss Terrell, you know, with talent, you will always have work. You know, with skill, you will always be looking for a job, or you'll always have a job. Which one is more beneficial to your passion? And which one are you more passionate about to seem beneficial for you to want to explore how you can make that happen? See? Plot and plan. So when you, it's almost as if like you're gaslighting yourself, but you're doing it in a way where it's just like, you know, just kind of like that mentality, that energy of like, who do you think you are? Well, what are your talents? This is my talent. This is my talent. And when you start naming these things off and you actually start trying to exercise some of those old muscles, then you'll find it where you can actually get things done, and you can get things done in a manner where, you know, you don't sacrifice too much of your life to haul off and get things done how you want them to. Sometimes if we sacrifice things too early in our process of trying to build and plot and plan, we find that there were certain things we didn't have to sacrifice in the beginning. We were just trying to, take a shortcut or assume something's a shortcut until we find out all we did was cut ourselves short. Amen? Amen. So sometimes, it's good to gaslight yourself and be like, what? Who is this person? What? This is I am me, and me is here. I have arrived. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay to be your own cheerleader. Who gonna pump you up and be your fat man scoop? I know I'm gonna be. You know what I'm saying? So we need to think about that. One is like first nature and one is second nature. Is it your talent or is it the skills that you've learned along the way? Either way you look at it, it's great to have both. And if you have both, how are you gonna put that into your idea of getting things done, how they need to get done so you can see it in full existence? You did. You got to be proactive about your plan. Now, you got to understand now, Benjamin Franklin, he wanted to become a whole known writer and editor. But he had to think outside the box because guess what? He knew not to argue with fools. Find your circle. Create a community of people around you that are already heading in that direction of where you're trying to plot and plan to go. Or have people already in role and position in your life, growing your tree, your family portrait of who you want to have in your corner. So then that way, if they are on the same, I guess you could say the same avenue of what you're trying to do, that's way better than being around people who are just talking to talk when you're a doer. Be around those type of people that are going to be parallel to what it is that you're giving as far as your energy. There's nothing worse than you being around a bunch of talkers and you're the only doer. Now, if that won't drain you, I want you to go and fill up your damn tub with water, take the whatchamacallit out, and literally tell me if that water is either staying in there or is it leaving. That's exactly what happens when you allow people who are doers and who are unparalleled to you be in a circle where you're trying to manifest and get things done. No, sir. That's not going to work. So you got to claim your spotlight once you see it, and your talent. You got to acknowledge all of that, because all of that is part of what's going to make what you want to do happen. It is not just a thing of you praying, hoping, and wishing. It's actually a thing of you getting up, doing what you need to do, and get it done to a point where you're actually able to move on to the next thing. A wise person once told me, a good way for you to turn $40 into $400, fill your gas tank up and take your ass to work. That goes the same way when it comes to plotting and planning. You can't sit here and assume like everything is just going to come to you just because, oh, I'm here and it's my time. Okay, but even with time, you got to be useful with it. You got to make sure that you practice. You got to make sure that you stay up on your craft. You got to make sure that if you realize that you cut corners before and it fucked you up, don't keep doing that. You know what I'm saying? You only get 2 good knees in your life. And I know you want to add character to them, but get a tattoo. But scars, they don't heal up that well, depending on the situation. And the same thing goes for our spirit too. Our spirit, after a while, if we stop trying to learn how to grow, we'll get to a place where we are so scarred about things in the past that we can't find it in our hearts to forgive it and move forward. I'm not saying forget it, but I'm just saying don't let it affect your plotting and your planning, because I'm pretty sure all of us in one way or another in life has had something keep us from making a baby step to move forward. And in essence of us feeling as if like we're trying to like curve getting our hand burnt on the stove, we end up finding out that we just shortchanged ourselves and made it a disadvantage, because guess what? It could very well be you've learned that lesson. That's all the acknowledgement it needed. But because you decide to take that as an investment to put into your new plot and your new plan, all you did was dig yourself deeper. So now you're in a valley, and now you got to really figure out how the hell you're going to get out. Sometimes we can be our own worst critic. We can be our own enemy. But at the same time, we need to look at the pro in that con-like mind thinking, in that con-like mindset. Because just as much as you can be your worst critic, just as much as you can be your worst enemy, you can also be your biggest cheerleader. And it doesn't take but a mustard seed for you to realize, one day you wake up and you say, well, I want to be a chef, or I want to go to nursing school. I want to go and get my real estate license. I want to go and do this, that, and the third. For you to just think that that's what you want to do, and for you to actually make a plan for you to be able to execute and have something to show for it, you got to get up. I mean, there's no other way around it. I mean, other than you missing the opportunity. But even with opportunities, people can tell you they have them for you, but if you have the talent for the possibility to have opportunity, why let someone shortchange you? You have to think about those things too. Because at the end of the day, who's going to have your back most? Not more, most. So, hopefully, this has helped you as much as it's helped me. Because plotting and planning is not, it's just like a business plan. What's your business plan for your life? What's your business plan for your life? What's the plan for your life? What are you going to do with your life? Anything you decide to do, you're going to need to plot and plan. That's the only way it's going to work out for the best. And if you can understand that it'll work out for the best, then you're ahead of the rest, because a lot of people can always, everybody can say, I'm going to do. But when it comes to it actually being done, what are you going to say? And most importantly, another thing is, if people are always emotionally strenuous on thinking of the right words, when people try to drain you, the most effective way to get off course, besides you not planning, is allowing people, like I said, who are unparalleled to become poison. I mean, it happens all the time. But when you put a plan into place, your plan helps you stay on track, helps you understand that just as much as you're striving for something that is relatable to others, for others, you'll see that there's a whole nother world on the other side. But in order to see the other side of your plan, you have to plot first. So, I'm going to need for y'all to do a vision board. So then that way, when it's time for you to say your affirmations and be clear on what it is that you want to do from here on out to the end of 2023, you have something to come back to. No one recites a business plan, all sections, off the top of their head. They have to at least write them down. So when it comes down to what it is as a whole, what you want to do with your life, you got to make sure you take time out for yourself and reflect. Because sometimes you live your best life slowing down. Right? So when you're having those moments, those downtimes, pick up a couple magazines. I know y'all read, and I know y'all like to read gossip. You ain't gotta lie. So, because I see my analytics and I see where y'all be coming from. So, put your best foot forward for the remainder of this year. Put your best foot forward. Okay? Heel toe, heel toe. It don't matter. Whichever one you want to have go first. Left, right, they all move the same. But make sure the direction that you move in, you plot and you plan for. If it's not along the lines of what you've already foreseen and put down on, you know, your plan, it may very well be a detour. And if you only had a half a tank of gas, but you got all the ambition to want to be where you want to be, would you take that risk using the detour? Or would you just try your best luck at getting to where you need to be according to the map you laid out for yourself? Choice is yours. Y'all tell me. Y'all tell me, what are y'all plotting and planning for the rest of this year? What are y'all just plotting and planning to do every day, daily? Because, you know, believe it or not, every day we wake up, it's like a new year, you know. Today is what, the 5th? You know, June 4th of 2022 is an anniversary of something. Whether you had a good day a year ago, you feel better than you did a year ago, you did something different from a year ago, all of those things, especially if you plot and plan with good intentions and you can say you accomplished those things, your plot and planning worked. So apply that same pressure for the rest of this year and get shit done. So y'all let me know how y'all plot and plan. Tell me what y'all plotting and planning about. And until next time, be sure that y'all like, share, and subscribe. All of my information and details is down below. And until next time, bye.